Welcome to another Get Ready Traders live session. I am your host, Luis Rodriguez, and I am excited you're here. Today we are doing live technical analysis and stepping right into the futures market. Whether it's NASDAQ, gold, US30, or even crypto, we will be looking for the best trading opportunities as they set up in real time. If this is your first time here, buckle up. The market moves really fast and we'll be breaking it all down with a clear, efficient approach in 90 minutes or less. Before we get started, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, subscribe, and share this session so other traders like you can join us. I really appreciate your support. All right, the markets are moving, familia, so let's get started and enjoy the session. Good morning, everyone. Your friend, your educator, Luis Rodriguez, back into the grind. Today is Monday, beginning of the month, Monday, March the 3rd, and no, actually, yeah, the second. And we are going to look at the market, make some money, familia, and give you the best trading opportunity that I can give you in the morning. What's going on? All right, so hello, Tony. Hello, good morning. I am just setting things up here. 1 second. All right, familia. Boy, there's so much going on. A lot of information flowing today, and I am just setting everything up. Some folks texting me right in the morning. It gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes with all this stuff right at the morning. Hello, Tony. How are you? Just a second. The market is moving, but I am trying to. Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right, let's see. There you go. The one thing I was missing. If you guys want to be part of the amazing Elliott Way community, just make sure you can click on the barcode here below this box, or the description will be in. The link will be in the description of this chat. Okay. Just go ahead and take a look at it, and you can join us for free. Also, please, if you're new to the group, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. That will help us to keep growing as a community. All right, so let's get started, familia. A little bit of coffee to pump everything up. I've been looking at the market for the past hour and just seeing what happened over the weekend, where gold and everything pumped right to the top because of the war, obviously the war effect. But Donald Trump mentioned over the weekend that he's open to talk with Iran. So at the moment, things collapse a little bit. Just to follow up what Trump wants to do, you see how the price came down, but then London pushed the market up, and then now things are falling a little bit down, but just consolidating at this point here. So you have to be really careful. That's with gold, okay? This is the big gap that happened, right? Price came, touched the middle point of the gap, and then pushed back up. But we're talking about NAS here. NAS is collapsing, and it's literally just following the analysis that we have done for quite some time now, and it's following. I haven't touched any of this. It's just following the Elliott wave, as you guys see, Elliott wave 5, but it's getting to this liquidity pool here where the market can react and push to the upside, making a correction. And if you notice here, after an Elliott wave 5 and Elliott wave, a correction will come with another Elliott wave. So Elliott wave 1, 2, this might be activating an Elliott wave 3. We have to check. If you measure this entire push to the downside, it's hitting the 50%, so it can run a little bit lower, including the 61 and 70% when market opens. and then push back up. If it breaks this bottom point here, then we're falling down to the 461. All right, that's part of my observation for technical analysis. It's pretty straightforward. That's the beauty of what we're doing, that we don't need to, once we do this, we don't need to be double checking so often everything. So we just have to follow. This is old. I'm gonna update this a little bit. This is old here. This is what happened, how we went over this entire area. This is all the information. All I need to do is adjust, delete some of the old stuff so the charts are not too overwhelmed. So we're gonna do the same thing. So what are we gonna look at here? If we're gonna be doing a scalping, not intraday, a scalping. And I'm gonna walk you guys through other things that we talk in the group, especially about very important changes that the broker Apex did. So we can take a look at it, open accounts. As I said, I'm gonna be probably opening 20, 300K accounts. I don't know, depends on, because we were just talking about it in the group last night. I realized it's almost the same thing as Stratovate. So yes, it's good to diversify, but I'm probably not gonna go right off the get-go with 20 accounts of 300K, because it means then I have to pay for the license for 20 accounts right out of the box. And what I like to do, I like to start slow, and then as I'm withdrawing money, confirming that I'm withdrawing, then opening more accounts and make the broker pay for the license. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take money out of my pocket to pay for these licenses, because it's gonna be quite a lot. So I'm probably gonna open just 5, and I'm gonna look at what's more convenient and what's better to use to pass this account pretty quick and then start withdrawing money. That's what is important. But that's with Apex. As you guys know, I have my accounts with Tradeway. They pay daily. I have a good relationship with them. I have no problem with the withdrawals. So far so good. But just to diversify, I'm gonna open some of the accounts with Tradeway. I also have Top Steps, and Top Step, no problem, they pay. The only thing I don't like is how they manage their payouts. But I'm good. As long as I'm withdrawing, I'm good. And remember, familia, we gotta diversify. We cannot stick to one prop firm alone. That's a big mistake, because what happens is if you put all your eggs in one basket and that prop firm closes, or whatever happens, because you never know, then you're out of the water. You're done. So you gotta diversify. So you always have ways to generate income. Okay. And I'm not reading the chat, familia. Hello Josh, hello Sophie, hello Lisa. Remember, familia, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Don't let it go. Hit that like button. All right. So first, let me finish with this, and then we're gonna go through apps. We still have another 20 minutes, but it's very simple, and we're gonna be doing a scalping. What I want to look is how the sessions behave. So I turn on the session indicator, and oh boy, you guys can see here how Asia expanded to the bottom. London tried to come back, clearing some of the liquidity from Asia. Yes, me. So, okay. All right, I get it, New York. I get it. This is what I want you guys to see. All this market has been doing fair pricing, pushing down. No liquidity has been clear for quite some time. Again, the same, and the reason why I did this because it's the same thing. It's the same scenario as this. You know, last week we were looking at this entire rise of the market, and just following principles of price action, we were expecting the market to come at some point, clear liquidity, and push back up. It never happens. It never happens. So I am seeing the same behavior pushing the market down. I don't know if you guys noticed here how the market went up. And maybe here, but then never ever came back to grab liquidity, and then that drastic drop, and all this liquidity was clear. You see how the market dropped? all that liquidity was clear. So I see the same, almost the same behavior on this area here, with the exception of this and this. But now this big drop and London pushing back up, trying to clear some liquidity there. So it just, if I follow this entire path, it looks like trailing stop here, trailing stop here. They're confirming that there's some areas here where the market could be building some liquidity, and that's okay. If you're trailing stop this entire thing, they're definitely moving their stop losses around this neighborhood. So, and that's pretty good for London, because London is well known for manipulation. So when the market opens, familia, she's gonna be working on my game plan. When the market opens, I can see potentially coming back up into this area, clearing some of this liquidity, and then pushing down, further down, probably as an intraday, probably like aiming to this area here, especially because this Elliott wave, the major Elliott wave, it's literally Elliott wave 5 ends around this neighborhood. So there's a lot of room for the market to push down, which I believe is going to continue doing it in an intraday way, not a scalping. Okay, scalping, my bias right now for what I see, it is targeting this area here, this area. I'm gonna highlight it here again, this area for scalping. Why? Because liquidity is all around here right now. And reading the volume profile, there's a huge area here that needs to be filled. Yes, it's very clear. The market, when the market opens, it can shoot up really high, just to grab this liquidity, and potentially even higher, even to this area. But ultimately, once you reach these levels here, ultimately the ultimate goal is to keep pushing down. Why? Because the market was extremely overbought, and it's just regulating a little bit, and it potentially will try to come back into these areas here. For Elliott wave 5 and the minor, this, you see 1 2 3 4 5, it already reached the level that it needed to reach. So it will try to do a little bit of a correction and then push the market down to continue the trend. That's what I'm aiming to see the market come in here again, at least to here, at least there, on a scalping, not intra. Okay, everybody clear with that? And please, familia, I want to ask you for a favor. I know we're all here to learn and see where the market is going based on my analysis, but this is a community, family. I want you guys to remember that. So if you have questions, make sure that you write it in the chat. If you have anything that you guys want to take a look at, write it in the chat. Let's make this dynamic, okay? Because it will help a lot of people that have doubts of where things are going, or even understanding. Right? I cannot guess on what you guys want to learn if you guys don't write. It's just make sure you guys write it in the chat, because my opinion can be very different than yours, and it will break any confusion that you guys have. Okay. So any questions so far? No? And remember, we're working here with probabilities. So I have a probabilistic mindset, understanding where things have been flowing and where they potentially can go. That doesn't mean that I am 100% right. Okay, and I keep telling everyone that whoever tells you that they are absolutely 100% right on the market, it is not true. Now, you guys show up every morning here, and you guys see how accurate I am with the market. This is all based on analysis, also education, because I have a background on this, and also, most importantly, experience. This summer, I will have 18 years in the market. 18 years. In 18 years, you can develop a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, a lot of people that are really good right now in any career. So this is my career, all right? So experience has a lot to do with this. So I have seen a lot of movement on the market, a lot of different things, and that's what separates me from people that are just starting into this. Okay, let's see what this thing is about to do. 1 second. So Josh says, I have the same game plan as you. Thank you for your confirmation. I'm thinking like you. Very good, Josh. Very good, very good. But if you have any doubts, just write it in the chat. I know you are pretty sharp. You're up there already. Or even if you look at any other instrument different than NASDAQ, because we're doing NASDAQ, but we do anything. We can go and jump into any other instruments. I'm gonna save this. And again, we develop our game plan, Familia, based on price action, understanding Elliott waves and where things should go based on a longer and a higher time frame. But if things don't flow the way we're saying that, then there's a high probability that it can happen. We just have to wait and pull back. Because we develop a game plan, but if things don't happen that way, then you don't risk your money. We wait for the next opportunity. We're not here gambling, okay? All right, familia. So we got 10 minutes for the market to open. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is Apex. They made a lot of changes into their website. I think it was over the weekend. I am not an Apex guy. I have some accounts with Apex, but I had pretty nasty experiences with it a few years ago. Actually, like a year and a half ago, when I wanted to withdraw money, 30,000, and they just gave me a really hard time. And I truly just said forget it. And from all of a sudden they gave me a surprise. Like literally almost like 3 months later they paid me, but it was a hard fight. After that I said no more. And I started I've been always trading with Take Profit Trader because of their payment policies. They're pretty good. And I said let me just focus on that one. And then I open accounts with Top Step, Next Funding, and other brokers out there that I'm trading not as hard as Top Step, because that Top Step is the one. Sorry, Take Profit Trader is the one that is giving me the most money right now. But it's good to diversify because you don't know how long these profits can last. You don't know that. Okay. So I want to diversify a little bit more based on the changes that Apex did that are very similar in my point of view to Take Profit Trader. The only difference is that you're not paying the license fee up front, even though Take Profit Trader is a little bit cheaper just for a few bucks if you pay it up front. The only thing is that, for example, if you're burning accounts like crazy, then it's better to go to Apex, because then by the time that you burn 2-3 accounts, and then you pass one, then you just pay for the license fee. But with a Take Profit Trader, you're paying the license fee every time you do and open an account right up front. You know what I mean? So if you are a person that is burning accounts like crazy and you just want to see how fast you can pass it, let's say in average you understand that you burn 3 accounts before you pass one, it's better for you to go with Apex. Especially for the deal that they're having right now with 90% off. And those deals, they don't last a long time. Now, Take Profit Trader always have that deal of 40% off. That is a big difference, okay? But again, the biggest thing is the daily payouts, which I love. And I withdraw almost every day whenever I'm making like good chunk of money. But it's not highly recommended to do that. Why? Because when you build a buffer and then you start building a bigger cushion, then you have more to lay down in case that something goes wrong. Because for example, in my case, I'm always on the edge. For example, I withdraw money, but if things go wrong, I can put myself in a really bad position where I can burn my accounts and then have to like redo them again, which costs a lot of time. right? If you build a double cushion on these accounts, then you have a better chances to not burn in the accounts and always be on the game, right? So everything depends. Apex withdrawals every 5 days. If you're okay with that, go for it. Payments are better than take profit trader because they cost less right now. They have a 9 days for that sale. Then they go back to things like 80% or something like that. For the price right now, it's very competitive with take profit trader. That's what I'm saying. But trade profit trader is always gonna have that 40% now. So far, like the entire year last year, they had it like that. And in December, they went even further. They went, I think it was like 50%. Can't remember. But anyways, for now, I will be opening accounts with Apex later on in the afternoon. Right now, I'm gonna trade my big accounts. So I need to make some money here. I need to make probably 600 bucks. That's with a multiplier of like 22 accounts. All right. Oh boy. One second. All right, familia. So we got 6 minutes for the market to open. Okay. All right, familia. Sorry, I was just answering a few things. What's up, Renee? What's up? What's up? What's up? So we're gonna be opening. I'm gonna be opening some Apex account today, and I will be trading them with the gang to pass them, with the team of the VIP to pass them. Okay, probably in the VIP sessions or even in the morning. Right now, I just didn't have time to open all those accounts, and I don't want to waste time on that. It doesn't matter to me. But I'll be opening some of these accounts and pass them with you guys. If you guys want to join us in the VIP, let's do it. But remember, familia, where I put the X, it's where my bias is for scalping. Let's see how things are gonna flow right in the morning. So the one area that we need to watch to not break is this London low. It's in the middle point right now. We got 4 minutes. Again, targeting this point here. And from there, familia, from there, or even nearby. When I say this is a neighborhood around this area, my bias for intra is pushing the market down. We are in an Elliott wave 5 pushing the market down. So that is my bias for intra. Now, for scalping, it's pushing here. Okay? But I have to wait for the market to either push down, get a big jump, and then push back up, or right away just push back up, and then from this area start thinking about selling. So I'm giving you 2 game plans, all right? And all I need to do is just wait. All I need to do is just wait. If you press the button now, up or down, you're guessing. Because the market, when it opens, that explosion can go either way, to the upside or the downside. So what I like to do, give it a little bit of time, like maybe like a minute or 2, 3 minutes to see where things are flowing, and you just follow it. Where to put your stop losses if you're buying, put it below London low. Where to put your stop losses if you're selling, Put it on top of Asia high. Okay? Is that clear? Come on, familia. Write it in the chat. Is that clear? Pom, pom, pom. My goodness, familia. You guys are not collaborating here. Okay, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Alright. Oh, sorry. It's okay. I'll go up there. Thank you. It's my lovely wife bringing me something to eat for breakfast, but not yet. I will go through this with you guys first, and then I'll go for breakfast. All right, so we got 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. All I need to do is just wait, familia. Wait, 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 wait. One minute, familia, 30 seconds. My God, the light is right on my face. I cannot see it. All right, there you go, there you go, there you go, 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 go. Remember, familia, where my bias is, pushing to the upside. And let's see. Market open. There you go. Craziness. Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Oof. Things are flowing all over the place right now. Okay. Okay. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. This is London. It's pushing down first, creating probably another lower point. This is what we call the initial balance. The first 10 to 15 minutes is the initial balance of the market, where things just are gonna be flowing and going up and down quite a lot. There you go, pushing to the upside. Oh boy. Come on, I'm missing that. You see these white line, these two areas, is with the initial balance is just expanding. My God, ay Dios mío. I took a buy at the bottom. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's right to the X, familia. It's right to the X, as I mentioned, and it's happening here. Anybody buying? Anybody buying? I gave you guys my game plan. And I know in YouTube there's like 20 seconds delay by the time that I execute the trade. It's 20 seconds behind for you guys. But I'm giving you my game plan so you guys can execute it accordingly and understand where things are flowing and why. Right? You guys can see it here. Like, I'm not bluffing. When I come here and tell you something, familia, it's because I understand this very well. It's recorded. It's recorded, familia. Good stuff. So Renee is buying. Good. Do trailing stop because it's gonna come down again. Okay. Do trailing stop because it's gonna come down. Let the market surprise you at this point if it's gonna break that area. All you need to do is just measure the entire Asia market, measure it. So do you understand those levels? You see how it came to the 61%? But really the golden zone is at the 80 and 78. Exactly where my point is. Right? Trailing stop, man. Trailing stop, trailing stop. Lisa bottom is out. Familia. Another one for the books. Another one for the day. We're here to make money and learn. It is there, familia. And again, all of this is just a lot of education, a lot of experience in the market, understanding where things should flow. Like you guys see it every morning. Like you guys show up here and you see it. It's not like it's recorded or and then I say where things are flowing. No, before the market opens, I am here every day showing up and telling you. I would do this alone or with a group of people, but I'd rather do it with a group of people that want to learn the same thing and make money. Where is the price right now? All you need to do is just follow that. Follow that every morning. Follow that every morning. And literally, I made all that big plan, and I can probably just stop trading right now. Within 3 minutes. 3 minutes. But what's coming after is what I mentioned to you guys about the intraday movement. The intraday movement. Where is the price right now? Are you guys making money? Or are you guys not making money? Right. I want all you guys to succeed. I want all you guys to learn this stuff. And at some point, you guys can take the torch on your own. Like there's a lot of great people here that are learning every day. And if you compare your version of now to what it was 6 months ago, you can see a huge difference. Huge difference, right? Where are we right now? And this is recorded, familia, so you guys can review it. You can go back to minute 1 when I started the session to now. I understand how my mindset of a trader is, what I'm expecting about the market, right? And when not to trade and when to trade. I explain it. And right now, like I don't care what the market does. I really don't. The market can go sideways, it can explode, it can go up and down, left and right. I don't care. I mentioned to you guys before also, my most important trade is the first one, always, in the week. And I am extremely careful because how I do today will determine how I will do for the rest of the week. Because from this point, for the next few days, all I'm gonna be risking is what I earned today. It's all what I'm gonna be risking. If I don't do well in my first trade, I will have another 2 opportunities to go back to the market for the entire week to either recover the losses and make profit or just make profit. There you go, Renee, my friend. You nailed it. We are making money here. Congratulations, all of you. Congratulations, each one of you. And most importantly, familia, the one thing that makes me the most happy is the fact that you guys are showing up and learning and seeing it. Every single day, you guys are seeing it. I could be wrong. Like I could be completely wrong. And it happened last week. In many occasions, I was, expecting the market to come down and grab liquidity, but my bias was pushing to the upside. And the market, for those who are trading with me in the Royals, this is another group of people that we're trading with in New York, from Europe. And these people obviously have 6 hours ahead. For them is the afternoon, but they do trade them as you, Renee, you are in Europe. But I am doing some sessions with them and did some of the New York that I promised them that I was gonna do in the private group, and they all went had a pretty good week based on this. But even that, I was telling them that the market was gonna come and grab the liquidity and push up, and the market was just pushing up, never coming back down. And obviously because we were our bias was going to the upside, we're buying. And right when the market was supposed to come down, we told them the market is supposed, and it's just following this familiar, like literally. You see it here. I'm not changing anything. I am truly not changing anything. The market comes down at some point. Lisa said, I would never thought I would have a time that I consistently would be in green. And you'll be surprised. Now, Lisa, it's a good thing that you mentioned that, because I want you to think about your psychology. Your psychology in trading will make you believe that there will not be any more red days for you. And trust me when I tell you, there will be a lot more red days for you. And there will be those days that you say, oh my God, but last week I was winning so much and I don't see the day that I can see another green day. There will be those days. But I want you to step back and put everything together that you're doing right now. And when those things are not aligning anymore, this is when you have to step back for a little bit and let the market either change, or you, based on your logs, find out what you're doing wrong. Okay? Because that will happen. Remember that what you see in the market today is not what you're gonna see tomorrow. It's not what you're gonna see the next day. The market is changing constantly because there's so many, especially for NASDAQ, so many different instruments and the stocks that are involved in this, that every day they will change something. So your job is to detect what is actually working at that point. The one thing that never fails, and I'm telling you, it never fails, is understanding price action. Because no matter what strategy you use, no matter what you do, it's all about liquidity. It's all about making money. Familia, look at that. What did I mention before here? It was going to come into this point here and do a retracement. And again, familia, this is all education. All of it is just education. All of it. And I'm literally just looking at the market in the 15-minute time frame. I'm not even going to the much lower time frame. You see how it comes to this point and then you see the reaction on it? You guys see it, right? As I said, I'm buying, but I don't care. When it comes down, I want the market to kick me out. That's what I want. I want the market to kick me out and I'm done. But those sales will activate. The market cannot be bullish for the entire day without doing a retracement. Okay? It's impossible. I have never seen a market pushing in one direction non-stop without doing a retracement. Never seen it in 18 years. Yes, there's bullish markets that are constantly doing fair pricing, pushing up. But in fair pricing, the market pushes up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down. The question is, when is it gonna finish pushing up? You can have the technicals. The technicals will tell you in these areas the market is supposed to retrace based on what I see. Look, familia, I put the X there before everything started, and look why in the world the market is coming into the same spot that I mentioned and having a reaction there. You know what I mean? Are you guys even wondering? I'm not a magician. I'm really not. I'm really not a magician. But the areas that I'm telling you, the areas that I'm giving you, is exactly where the market usually targets. On the spot. On the spot. Alright, familia? And most importantly, the one thing that is really good to work on your psychology is believing in what you know. Okay, I truly believe in what I know because it has been proven for almost 18 years now. I went to a lot of up and down. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot before I actually gained a little. So you know what I mean? I lost a lot before I gained a little. And every loss that I had in my past, it's here in my head. It's my experience that I'm giving it to you guys for free here in YouTube. but you guys will also live your own experiences in trading, because they will be completely different than mine. And you guys, I really hope that a lot of you guys will surpass what I've done in the market in a shorter time. That's my objective. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm giving you guys a lot of information that will, cut a lot of areas in your journey, and you can get there a lot quicker. As I said to you guys, my personal goal in life right now is to develop and help people. Right, that's my personal goal. It's not about money anymore. It's really not about money, because I know how to make money. I really, really, really know how to make money. I can unplug myself from the internet, from YouTube, from all the social media, and I'm gonna be completely fine. But I'm gonna be completely empty at the same time, because I've been there. I told you guys my story, right? I can do all of that stuff and be completely empty. And so what's the point of doing all this stuff? It's not about the money anymore. It's about impacting and helping and changing people. And the reason why I behave the way I behave sometimes is because I have seen these things so many times. And I know you guys can go out there in YouTube, gather information from like other traders that are like also as experienced as I am, or are even making more money than me. But what I'm teaching you guys in expressing here is what I learned over the years and what it actually works for me. I've done the same thing. I can show you guys how many books I read in trading. I can show you guys my degrees and my school, my certificates, all that stuff is here hanging. Right above my fish tanks. But this is all for me. That's just for me. What I get out of that is it's for me. But what you guys are gonna get out of this, right? What you guys are gonna get out of this is based on what you guys can get from what I'm teaching you, and also what you guys can get from other places that you can go and find out if it's working or not, which is totally valid, right? I am not the market maker. I am not the person who invented trading at all. But I'm just sharing my own experiences in trading, familia. And this, what you guys see here in the morning, is a reflection of that. And I want you guys to see it and test it and even talk about it with others. At the end of the day, familia, this is just gonna be good for everyone. I'm very clear with this. I am not going to be doing this for like a long time or like all my life. I am not. I'm telling you right now, and I repeat that in many sessions. I'm not planning to be an educator or a trader for the rest of my life the way I'm doing it right now, because this takes a lot and it can burn you out completely. I love this. It has given me everything I got. But there's gonna be a point that I'm just gonna step back and put my time and effort in other things that have more meaning. But before I do that, I want to pass the torch to other people and transfer that knowledge so you guys can benefit from it and pass it to your loved ones, friends, families, or whoever. Like Jennifer, you have a young one looking at you. Teach him, because his future is gonna depend on your efforts now. Renee, you have a little one there. When he opened his eyes, he saw his dad. You have a long way to teach him the right things that you know. Trust me when I said that. I have 2 kids. Unfortunately, they're not traders, but my daughter see it, and she's gonna go full on education. She's gonna join college very soon, get all her licenses to become a full-time trader, because she has seen it. She's a proof of what she lived with here with me, and she's very proud of the things that I've done. My son, he's moving back, which is a great thing. He went on his own because he's a man. He's like, I want to do my own thing. He actually went to a different school, but now he's all the stuff that I keep talking to him all the time. he's like, okay, I see it. Now I want to be part of that. You know what I mean, familia? So each one of you will have your own situations at home with friends and family, but never quit on it. Just keep talking about it, because whatever you guys are doing here, it can change their lives. The world is getting harder every day, my friends. I tell you, most people out there need two jobs. One job to pay for the bills and everything else, and another job to actually do something nice. Right? Do you see people that's why Uber is so strong, because like people are doing Uber, delivering pizza on the weekend, like doing all these extra jobs to make an extra 200, 180 bucks a day, so they can actually have something else, because salaries are not increasing to the rate that the economy is pushing. And at some point, everybody's going to be choking. Question for all of you guys: what do you think is going to happen now that United States is doing what it's doing to Iran? You know who's the biggest consumer of oil of the Middle East? China. China is not too far from Iran, actually. And China is observing all of this stuff. So Donald Trump is truly going to be choking China economy. China is not going to do anything to help Iran. Absolutely anything. Nothing. But the oil reserves are going to be limited to China now. So I'm telling you, what you guys are seeing now is just the beginning of more big economy issues that are going to be happening around the world. Here in Canada, we're going to get heavily impacted because we are on one side avoiding negotiations with the United States and increasing negotiation with the middle, like with China in specific. And guess who's going to be in trouble in the next few months? China. United States is choking the world right now with oil reserves. It started with attacking Venezuela, the event that just happened in Mexico with the drug lord, Cuba on the eye, Russia on the eye, China on the eye, and now attacking Iran with a good purpose, of course. But it's going to create a huge impact in the economy. And who's going to be indirectly affected? Us. Us, for sure. Things are going to get more expensive. You think the banks are going to lower down their interest rates for us to pay less? Mm-mm. You think the food is going to get cheaper? Mm-mm. So I'm telling you, most people out there will need even a third job. Even a third job. So familia, when this comes to your, to your door, and now you can generate an extra, I don't know, $100 a day, $50 a day. We're talking about $1,000 extra every month, just little money. But that little money can pay for your groceries, can pay for your, I'm gonna go out to the movies. Here's $100 to buy popcorn or pay for the tickets. Where that came from trading. From me just doing an extra few hours in the morning with this crazy guy from Canada and learning this stuff. Learning price action, learning Elliott ways. That's it. Simple as that. That's all you need to do, family. Just talk to your friends, talk to your family members, and tell them it's free. You just have to come here and see it. It's free. Just come and see it. If you have nothing to lose. If you don't think it works, hey, totally fine. Turn off the computer and walk away. Keep doing Uber, keep doing whatever you believe. Keep doing it. Because whatever you do, you're absolutely right about your future. This is what I choose to do. Why? Because I don't have to wake up super early and have to drive in the snow outside and struggle. Thanks God I don't have to do that. I can do this in the comfort of my home for a few minutes a day, for a few hours a day, and make in one shot what most people can do in 1 month. But it takes time to get there. And when you're there, you can talk about it and feel good about it and be proud about it. That's where I'm sitting right now. But it wasn't always like that. You guys know I talk about it. It wasn't always like that. I struggle as much as anybody out there. I still struggle, believe it or not, in many ways, but mainly with my health, not the struggles that I used to have before. And as a community, in a community, I share my experiences that I'm going through also with my health. I actually wanted to do something on the side that I think it will be very important for us to all be in the same line, is to actually take care of our health. Like, I don't know, you guys can like talk about it in the community, come up with ideas of how we can improve our health. Work in something that we can also not just make money, but make our health a lot better. Because I'm fully all to that. Like I just can't be living the way I'm living right now. And sitting down in front of the computer for a long time is actually pretty bad. It is terrible, familia. It is terrible. But here we go, familia. Reaction. I'm gonna turn off the sessions because I don't need it anymore. At this point, I just want you guys to see where things are going. Rejection, rejection, rejection in the area, making higher high, higher lows, and let's see. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Let's go, familia. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I honestly, familia, I want to do that. We need to take care of our bodies. I know I'm not a young cookie anymore. And maybe somehow like track it. That would be cool, huh? And if we can have like healthy challenges, eh? Not just challenges with our money, but challenges with our health. Like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. Things like that. That would be cool. I know there's a few things that I need to improve. My stamina right now is really, really low. Because you guys know I love mountain biking, and I need to start getting ready for my mountain bike for 2026. What we eat as well, the stuff that we eat, we need to like improve that. Our activities, our daily activities, even gadgets. Like I use this ring, my ring that is literally tracking a lot of the stuff that it happens to me. I have a lot of gadgets that track everything that happens in my body. When I measure how I sleep, when I move, all my activities, my blood pressure, all that stuff. We can talk about those things. What's out there? What, like how much it costs? Like even like we can like even buy those things with trading money. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool. Jennifer says, I've been following monthly workout challenges. Man, that would be great. If we can just like in the same community have that separate, like I don't know, like or even the same chat, like I don't know, somebody can take the lead on that because you guys are the expert. I'm not the expert on that. I will totally follow you guys. If you guys are doing it, and I will participate in whatever you mentioned for sure. That would be so cool. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there for the community, and that is something really cool to follow. Not just to grow financially, but to grow with our health. That'd be really, really cool. I have a big problem that every time in winter I gain weight. I have a yo-yo effect. I gain a lot of weight in winter, then I lose a lot of weight in summer. Especially because I'm in Canada and in winter I don't do much. Right now. But usually I'm outside. And you guys know I went to Mexico, and in Mexico, the change that I did going from here to Mexico was very drastic. I'm gonna tell you something. Like when I was in Mexico, my blood pressure was on the roof. I got swollen like big time. Like my ring couldn't fit in my finger. And I had stitches for the accident that I had here. The stitches in my finger, I had to take them off when I was in Mexico. As soon as I came back to Canada, my body just went again. But that was a drastic change, going from minus 10, minus 20, all the way down up to like plus 28, plus 23 within a few hours. My body didn't take that very well. The second time I went. The first time it was different because I went there and the temperature was like -1 the first day. And then gradually started moving up and my body took it well. The second time it was really bad. And it was weird. It was so crazy because I only came for a week back to Canada and I went back there. And it was like such a drastic change. The entire environment, the people that I was supposed to see got sick. It's like, what the heck just happened? And I decided to come back and cut it short. Didn't need to be there. I spent like 2-3 days in the hotel, not doing much. So I said, nah, just gonna go back home. But I came here, temperatures are getting better. But I need to work on my health. I need to start improving my health and make it happen. Familia, look at this. The market is consolidating at that point. It just came to the area that we mentioned where we put our X, okay? As you guys can see here, my little concern is the fact that it's consolidating and not that there's a lot of volatility there. So it seems that it's not doing wick off. Getting to an area and then bouncing back down is not doing that. So for some reason, I don't know. Just reading price action here, it could be that it's just gonna keep pushing up. What I like to do, Familia, I like to read price action to understand what it's actually doing here. When you get to a point like this where they actually come to a hard stop and it's actually not quitting and just coming back down, what I like to do, usually I follow these patterns like this. I do this to understand now if it's gonna be doing a wedge, which is very, very, very common in trading. And then when I see this, then I understand the direction of the market. You know what I mean, Jellybean? News in 20 seconds. Well, the news that are happening in the morning. So I'm just looking at the 5th, the 4th, to the day. There you go. 10 a.m. They just wait for a little bit. For those who are funded, make sure that you don't trade red folders, okay? So it came a little bit higher, which is okay. You can read it here. If actual greater than the forecast is good for the currency. So this here, it's greater than this, so it's good. That means the market should push down, right? In theory, that's what it's supposed to do. But let's see. It actually good for the currency. You see the DXY how it pushed up. NAS is breaking to the downside, but not breaking too hard to the downside. There's a lot of momentum to the upside still, but it should start pushing down. It should. You see, that's totally opposite to what the DXY is doing. That's why NAS is just a wildfire. Look how it's going back up. Oh boy. Thank you, Josh, for letting us know about the news event, because I wasn't looking at this at all. I wasn't looking at that at all. How you guys been? Jennifer, what do you think about Elliott waves? Have you done your Elliott wave analysis? You're pretty good at it. You're pretty good at it. The analysis that you do are very sharp, very very sharp. Now, Jennifer, since you learn Elliott wave this good, and I know you're spending a good amount of time learning on it. Try to focus on the Elliott waves in the higher time frames. The information that you learn about the Elliott waves is very good, especially if you are doing long-term investment and if you're doing swing trades and intra. For scalping, you can focus on the Elliott waves, but the moves, they happen so quick that Elliott waves get invalidated too quick. So as you know, I like to look at Elliott waves in the higher time frame to understand the roadmap, and then to focus in mainly price action to see where things are gonna flow and get out of the market pretty quick. But since you got really good at Elliott waves, honestly, I highly recommend that you start looking now at how to do long-term investments. When I say long-term investment, think about stocks, like grab any stocks, a stock out there like Apple, Tesla, Nvidia. Do your analysis and start investing on those things, because these analyses, they don't change too often, which is really good. And you can focus in those things. I think it completed the 5 waves on the last. Let me know how do you think 6. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you see, you're very sharp. You're very sharp on it. So I agree. That's what I mentioned earlier. What I mentioned earlier about the Elliott wave, that it was happening here. That looks like an Elliott wave 3, maybe. Then it's just getting to that point. So could it be a zigzag? Probably. Honestly, Jennifer, let's see, if I go to the 15-minute time frame, long term, from Jennifer, yes, it can go a lot higher because there's a lot of room to go to keep flowing even to the upside in this Elliott wave 3. But as an intra or even swing, you should consider the price to come at some point low, even lower, back to this area here. You see this here, I had this analysis for quite a long time now. It actually came to the area that I mentioned and pushed up, but this here hasn't been mitigated at all for quite a long time. For swing, this is a pretty good area where the market can at some point drop, but we need to see a major event for this to happen. We need to see a major event. Something that happened again over the weekend is that Donald Trump said he's open to talk. He's open to talk. So the market was going up for so long, then all this stuff with Iran pushed the market down, and now Donald Trump is open to talk. You see how the fundamentals shift things in the market? So we need something else that would add to it to actually switch and go down. Let's say the Iran and Donald Trump come to talks and they don't have an agreement, pushing the market down, guaranteed. Another bomb drops in Iran, pushing the market down. So we have to play close, like very close attention with a magnifier to see what's happening in the other side of the world, because that will affect NASDAQ heavily. And we're talking about war, but what about the stuff that's happening with AI? How Nvidia is also moving the market. Those are things that we got to pay close attention. You know what I mean? So when it comes to fundamentals, we can be as technical as we want, but the fundamentals is what actually drives the market. That's why institutions like banks, they usually have two departments when it comes to this stuff. Some minor banks will have everything in one spot, but major institutions, major banks, hedge funds, all that have two different departments. And they have meetings. They have professional people paying attention to this 24/7. And the same people that work with fundamentals, they know technicals. And the people that know technicals, they know fundamentals. And they all have different opinions. That's why, the safest things to do is to trade the market safely with low risk, extremely low risk. And not just concentrating what's happening in the short term, but what's going to happen in the long term. That's why scalping and even intra, you can't really see institutions doing that stuff. It happens with algos in the lower time frames, but institutions, they don't focus into that at all, like zero. You will never see a bank doing a scalping in the market with your money. They call that gambling. Literally. When you go in the University of Chicago, you talk to those guys, now you're a gambler right away. They laugh at you. They don't even look at this stuff. All they do is ETFs, long-term investments, like things like that. And they put their money all over the place, not just one little thing. They all do their, every person individually knowing this stuff, of course, they do their thing on their side. A lot of them actually teaches trading as well. Scalping, not so much. You gotta have big balls to come here and show up and do this stuff every day. But we do what we do. I think it might go do a zigzag up and to continue to do 5 ways down to clear liquidity at the bottom. Technically speaking, it could, but we gotta observe that, because that zigzag can become something else, and you know what it could be. For scalping, I like to see how this is gonna. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute time frame. Oh yeah. 1 minute time frame gave me a lot of information. Doing a little wedge here, so we gotta adjust. Always adjust these things, okay? If they don't get broken with a major movement, always adjust it, so because now it's not a wedge. Now it's something else, right? The biggest mistake is when we do this and we keep it like that, believing that that's it. No, the market sometimes is telling you a different story, and all you need to do is adjust. So what I see here is very clear price action, doing fair pricing in the micro world. Here, liquidated everyone, pushing the market back up slowly. So probably targeting the previous day closing price. So expect a retracement somewhere around here. Expect a movement of the market somewhere around here. For those who are buying with me, we're making money. I'm still buying. And I am not going to exit it until the market kicks me out. I am not. Tony, what do you think? Tony, are you there? Can you share your analysis, or just say what you think? Because you're pretty good too. You're a very dedicated person. If you're looking at Elliott waves, if you're not looking at Elliott waves, then you're probably looking at something else that is also valid. Any of you follow harmonic patterns or understand harmonic patterns? And this is something I never talk about in any of this, but harmonic patterns are very attached to Elliott waves, extremely attached to Elliott waves. There's another type of analysis that you can do, and it's a complement for Elliott waves. But The thing with the trading is that the more you know, the less you do. The more you know, the less you do. That's a big problem with trading. It's sometimes good to keep it simple and not go so crazy. Look at that, familia, right back into the previous day closing price. Lisa said, yes sir, the world is going to go crazy. Read Revelation. It talks about a lot of this. It does, Lisa, but when it comes to those things, like if you go back to the 80s, if you go back into the 70s, if you go back into any year, any window of time, you're gonna see similar cycles, similar things that are happening all around the world. This has never stopped. Everything that is happening right now is just a different version of what happened back in the 80s, what happened back in the 90s, what happened back in the 70s. It's just a different version of it. But it's a cycle. It's a cycle that we repeat over and over, over and over, over and over, and hope for the best. It is a cycle. And the best part of Elliott waves is that you can see those cycles. If you understand Elliott waves very well, you can predict economy crash, economy situations that you can say, oh my God, in the next 5 years there's gonna be, a collapse in the economy because of this reason. It happens. What I get surprised all the time about this is that how can an Elliott wave can predict when there's gonna be an actual war or something in the economy that it would just break everything and it start all over again. I mean, we cannot predict dates. But we can see for example, in a window of time where things are going to flow in one direction, right? If it's going to go down, if it's going to go up, we can see that. It also went through Asia high, yeah. Let's see, sessions. Ooh. It's, yeah, look at that. Broke Asia high. It continued pushing to the upside. Surprisingly, it's not coming down yet. It's not coming down, but I am buying the market until it kicks me out. I was expecting this market to come down from this point, at this point, but hey, I'm not the market maker. You just got to follow what the market is giving you. It's not about what I say, it's about what the market is giving us. And I said I could be wrong at the beginning. I said I could be wrong. The market should have collapsed from this point and pushed down. And that's it. I wouldn't take a trade. I would stay cash. Wrong. Completely. All the stuff that I did, wrong. Period. But we were right. Right? And it pushed up. And the second thing for intra, not a scalping, intra, is to bring the market down. You can measure all this stuff and be very technical about it, but at the end of the day, the market has to come down. Don't think that it's just gonna push up in one shot and go to the moon and never come back. It will come down. The market repeats itself many times over the same spot. Is that clear, familia? Is that clear, my friends? It keeps pushing up, 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 up. Oh my goodness. Trying to read, I'm looking at Bloomberg as well, just to see what's happening around the world. I have Bloomberg TV on my bigger screen I have a bigger screen in front of me that is constantly giving me news. The other thing that we haven't seen is Finbits. Let's see if Finbits what it's giving us. So Qatar suspend Elliott production. Oil prices soar in on Iran fears. Ah, yeah. All the stock fall. Stock fall after Iran attacks as oil prices spike. That's something that I didn't even take a look at. Manufacturing grows, steel and inferior stock falls. Why are they saying that this stuff? Well, probably other stocks, but we can see what's happening with NAS and SP 500. And look at this. It's Nvidia who's actually pushing the market up because everything else is red. Hmm. Let's see. Look at that. Listen, Nvidia. So AI is the one who's pushing the market up. Everything. Oh, even Microsoft. Wait a minute. That doesn't match. Hmm. This doesn't match at all. The market is actually recovering. So why is this all red? Ah, look at that. It's shifting. But it's still like all this stuff here is in red with each actually. Okay, you see Microsoft is green, Nvidia green. This is shifting a little bit. This should not be red when the market is actually pushing higher. But look at that Google, that big gap to the downside and then pushing back up. That was market opening yesterday and this is pushing back up. Actually, no. This is today. Poof. Okay, got it. Meta. Okay, poof. Okay, I see what you're talking about. I see. Poof, then pushing back up. Yeah. Now I understand. This is market opening, pushing the market down. That's why they say he crushed the market down, but it completely recovered by now. So this news is already old. Nvidia did recover. Yeah, Nvidia recovered completely after that drop. So the market recovered completely after that big drop. Completely recovery. Anyways, familia, we are there. We're making it. We are making it. Let's see what AI is telling us here. What kind of trades can we see here? Oh, look, the bot gave us a trade to buy the market a while ago. I didn't even see it. It's on the screen. And that is for futures. And for intra, it says also to buy. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. That's artificial intelligence telling us what to do. Is Tony here? Tony? Tony. Oh, yeah. Just responding a few messages here. I wasn't looking at the chat. A little bit of a pullback. Let's see how far is this pullback going. We are in that channel there. You see what I mean, familia? How we came to the previous day closing price and then poof, rejection. Just saying, familia. It is all experience. Experience. Now the question is how far this drop can go. Can it go to this fair value gap, rejection here, and push back up, or it's just gonna completely try to break this whole thing? Familia, if you guys disagree with whatever I say, which you guys can, okay, I'm not always right, please write it in the chat. All right, just write it in the chat. If you guys completely disagree, write it in the chat. And if you guys agree to it, also write it in the chat. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Still pushing back up. That's a drastic push up. We still seems that we're not gonna get out of this thing. Renee, yeah, well, there you go. As long as we are buying, we're good. I will get out of this trade when it breaks this point here. My stop loss is, I'm just doing a trailing stop just like they are. My trailing stop is right here, right now. All of this, whatever happens here, I am making profits. But if it comes down and break this bottom here, I'm out. I'm giving all this room for the market to flow. All of that. If it pushes back up, like really high, like back into the 130% all the way up there, then around, oh, not really. Let's see. Here, yeah, 161% around this area. I'm gonna move my stop loss around here. So I'm gonna gain all this stuff. As long as the market keeps, hanging all the way up there, because then what happens is when it breaks this point here, then the collapse, it's happening. Then it's like pushing down. In the 1 minute time frame, I think the 1 minute time frame, it might be making waves 5 up. Yeah, agree. I'm looking at this too. I have another screen here where I'm actually looking at the 1 minute time frame where things are flowing a lot quicker, and I have volume profile. You guys seen my screen right before, so I'm looking at what's happening in the much lower time frame and seeing how quick it's evolving. But in here, obviously, I have the Elliott waves, and I am looking. Actually, it's true. I'm looking at the 1 minute time frame too, but different than what I have here. And also I'm looking at the SP 500 as well. The SP 500 will do the move first. I'm looking at the SP 500. My goodness, I am extremely happy with these results today. I was not expecting all that. My Lord, thank you for this. Thank you for this opportunity that I get every single day to wake up and feel blessed and have success. I know it wasn't easy, but it's all with a purpose. And you guys give me purpose every single day. Before, my main purpose was to make money because I had no money. So my objective was to get out of the hole. But once you're out of the hole, you still feel the same thing. Once you know you can like do things and you've done so much, then you're like, okay, like what's next? Like it's like you feel empty, completely empty. Right now, this is like a rat race. We're like trying to get to where we want to get first, but once you get there, you just know how to get there a million times if you have to. You need to find a different purpose, and that's where I am right now. But it's not easy, I'm telling you. It is a challenge. It is a challenge to wake up every morning, have that commitment to come and do this every day, and not just this, everything else that I try to do with the automation, like all this stuff that I do every morning. It's more than a full-time job, believe it or not. And there's times that I completely crash. You guys, I think at this point you guys know me. You guys can see when I'm tired, and it's almost every day. And here and there, I would just go and take a little break and fly away and do all this stuff, but not easy, I tell you. But Jesus had a little bit more difficult than I did, and he ended up crucified. But his purpose is still living today. I'm not Jesus at all. I don't even think I'm close to that. But what I'm telling you, he was getting up every single day with a purpose, good or bad, and it worked. And this is what I learned from him. As long as you're doing good to others, that's what matters. No matter what. And I know there's a lot of people that don't believe in absolutely nothing of that. And I totally get it. I was one of those too. But at some point, you will realize that all of this stuff, it happens for a reason. It happens for a reason. When you, hey, trust me, there's no, like, I love science. I love absolutely everything about it. But the deeper I go into the understanding of the unknown, I realize that there's a lot of things that have been there in our nose for the longest time, and we just denied to understand it, and we just denied to accept it. But once you put your knees on the floor and you say, you know what, take control of it, just show me the better way, and it never fails, you're like, oh my God, wait a minute. Now everything is start making sense. Now you don't need to question it anymore. And I was there too. I remember those dark days where I was just filled with negativity. Every single day I was just like so pessimist. I was like, oh fuck, this is not gonna work. Everything, even it was like great, I was like, no. I was the first one who said no when there were so many yes in front of me. But when I changed that mentality, when I said, you know what, just take it. I've done so much to go against the trend. Let me follow with the trend. And then, and I'm not saying that bad things don't happen. You guys know, you guys have been following me, my life, my personal life for quite some time, and you guys see like me getting sick, me cutting off a finger, me doing all these little things that you're like, oh my God. Coming from Mexico, getting sick like a dog, all these stuff are things that happen every day. But hey, inside I feel great, I tell you. I wake up every day with a purpose, even if it's a terrible day, because I'm human. I'm not saying that bad things won't happen to me, and I'm pretty sure more things will happen to me at some point. And I just have to believe in not only the fact that I'm alone into this, but the people around me, like my daughter, my wife. My wife got baptized over the weekend. That was amazing to see all that happen. It's a little bit personal, but it's okay sharing it. All of that, familia, is great. When you have a family filled with love and filled with like Jesus in your life, and believing that you're not alone into this, trading becomes even greater. Trading becomes an experience that means something. And then the question comes is, what else can you do with this blessing of having people around you that are now walking your path, understanding you, and people that wants to learn and keep moving forward with you. You know what I mean? That's when the purpose kicks in, and all you need to say is, God, take control of my life, take that wheel, take it and take it where you want it to be. And again, I truly respect everybody's opinion. there's like Muslims out there, there's like Buddhism, there's so many things that are there, and we all believe in something, right? But whatever you believe, that you could be absolutely right. At the end of the day, what matters is how you feel inside and the purpose that you add into your life. That I hope is always positive. Never making other people suffer with your decisions, or just like, for example, there's some extremists out there that they believe in one single thing no matter what. I think, my personal opinion, that's completely wrong. To hurt other people, no matter what you believe, just don't do it. Life is too precious. But again, familia, we talk about anything here and absolutely everything. We all have different opinions in life, and whatever you believe, as I said, you could only you know why you believe in that. Life will show you where you go. Life will show you where you need to be. All right, so the market is coming to a rejection point here. Let's see if it's gonna just drop or if it's gonna reject that point here. You see how it's like aligned to the chart here. What I like to do when I see that is I like to follow in the lower time frame those candle patterns. It's trying to push up, but it's going down slowly. So what I would do, I would wait for this candle to finish green, put my stop loss there, very short stop loss, and then buy the market. If you're not into a buy, I'm still in the buy. I'm not changing that. All right, there you go. Poof. Good entry for those who are buying or missed the buy at the bottom. All you need to do is just put your stop loss there, and it trailing stop this candle. Just trailing stop it. It's gonna kick you out at some point, but as long as you're in profits, it's what matters. Okay. Oh man, familia, I got good news and bad news. I forgot to mention this. So what do you guys want to hear? The bad news or the good news first? Okay, I'm gonna start with the good news. So I temporarily became a grandfather. And why do I say temporarily? And here comes the bad news. So yesterday, as you guys know here, I have a massive fish tank on my side, where a few months ago, most of my fish died because of an accident. And only one survived. We call that fish Rocky. You guys might put that name to him, Rocky. So I had this very expensive special fish that I put in there as well. But these fish, they take a long time to grow, first of all. I put two females in there, and they were hitting on inside the rocks and doing their fishy things and going, never coming out because Rocky was always on the top, just flying away, trying to find food and somebody to eat. So I see these two female fish always at the bottom, hiding in the rocks and not coming back out. And one day I decided to throw a very special male fish in there before I went to Mexico. And this fish probably has like 2-3 years with me, and it's actually a very rare species. It's super expensive. I threw it in there just to see what's up, and I left to Mexico, came back, and I saw this fish in a hole, never coming out of that hole at all, the male one. And I'm like, what's going on? So yesterday, after coming back from Mexico, I see this fish literally for like almost 3 weeks, the male one, not coming out of this hole. I said either he's dead or something is going on. I freak out because again, it has like 2 3 years with me, and at this point the size of it is very extremely expensive. So I put my hand in the tank, grabbed this cave where he was in. I took it out. He didn't want to come out, so I went like this, like tried to get him out. He did not come out, but what came out of that cave was like probably like 20 or more little fish. And they all fell into the fish tank. And guess who was waiting at the bottom? Little Rocky. As these babies were falling down, Rocky was like catching them and eating absolutely all of them. I freak out because these little babies, the size they were probably like $50 each. The size that I'm telling you, they are very rare and very expensive. So as I'm seeing Rocky just catching them and eating them, all I see is like $50 less, $50. I'm like, what? I freak out. I was so angry. And yeah, so I had to temporarily move Rocky out of his house and put him. He's grounded. He's behind me. He's grounded. And only 2 little babies survived. Only 2 out of like 20. And they're there with his parents. And the dad actually went out and he's like now out of the hole because he's like, well, this guy just killed all my kids. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's pretty much my whole thing about yesterday. I know. It's a fish, you know, but hey. So now, and the dad, like, he's so beautiful. His tail is like huge. It looks a little like a mermaid. That's how long his tail is. And I see him now going back into that hole. I'm wondering he's making more babies. I hope he does. I want to sell some of these guys. At least I will pay for their food. I see him. He's back into the hole, man. And I don't see the ladies around. Keep making babies. I know, I'm silly, familia. I'm silly. I'm just sharing that. And again, look at that, familia. Poof. If you bought the market from this point, putting your stop loss there, guess what? You're making money. You're making money. You are absolutely making money. Remember to trail stop this time because it's not going to stay there for too long. It's not. It's going to do a wave and probably kick you out. Just, this is basic price action there. I will, on the VIP, on the private group, I'm gonna see if I can take a picture so you guys can see how tiny these babies are. And if the dad comes out of the hole, I'll share a picture of you guys so you can see like how weird it is and how beautiful it is, the dad. Ladies, females are the opposite of males in the fish world. Males are more dominant. They have like long tails. They're like, different than humans. The reason why I have these things around me because they bring me a lot of peace when I'm doing this. Like the sound of the water. Like you guys can just see my environment here. I feel like I'm in an oasis, like you gotta bring all this stuff to you guys. You guys have to like make your own environment where you feel in peace, where that energy, that positive energy is around you. It's around you. I'm doing fish, but it can be anything for you. It can be music. I know a lot of people that put nice music in the background. They turn on candles, like they make their surrounding very positive. Sometimes what I would do, and if I'm trading alone, I will literally open a trade and just pay attention to my fish and see what they do during the day. That's me. That's something personal, but I'm sharing this with you guys so you guys can find something. I know Renee just had a little kid and you're probably really busy dad. That will set your mind away from the charts when you open a trade. But if you don't have that, even playing video games, you can like play a video game, open a trade and forget about it, and just play a video game. And I'm sharing this because, again, it will help you a lot with your psychology to forget about what you're doing, focus on what you want, and live with the results. Because if you are literally going and looking at the chart, just paying attention to this up and down, your emotions are going to be all over the place. Are going to be absolutely everything. And one thing that probably you guys don't pay attention is that if you are constantly looking at the charts, you're going to develop a psychological behavior the same way that the charts are flowing. Not only that, you're going to become addicted to it, extremely addicted to it. Remember that what I mentioned earlier, for traders, there are points that where the more you know, the less you do. You're going to have so many confluences in your head that it's going to be a point that you're not going to take a trade at all. You're going to be like, oh my God, is the market going up? Is it going down? What should I do here? I'm not trading. Poof, done. So you're going to see yourself as spending 8 hours in front of the charts, not clicking anything. Sometimes it's just good to keep it simple. On the screen, I have a lot of lines so you guys can see what I can understand about the market. But I keep telling you guys, I truly hate all these lines on the chart. I don't even like candles. As simple as that. I don't even like Japanese candles. The line chart will do it for me. But Japanese candle is the standard, so everybody's using Japanese candles, and we're good with that. So I'm not gonna change that. I love you guys, but today is my son Heavenly 36th birthday. I'm now having trouble focusing. See you guys later. Oh. Alright. Awesome, Lisa. God bless you. If you can't focus, yeah, head off. Just pay attention to the chat later. God bless you, Lisa. And again, Familia, you see, I love the approach that Lisa is taking about trading, because Lisa is doing exactly what a trader should do when it's moving on. Do as small as steps. Get the money you need. Get out. Don't stick to the charts for too long. Know when to exit. Know when to get off the computer. An hour or two, that's it. Don't overextend, because then you become a gambler. And if you want to be part of the community and be part of what we're watching and constantly paying attention, you can come and join the chat and talk about situations in there with everyone. I mentioned I'm going to be opening those Apex account. I'll be doing that today. And then I'm gonna the money I made today, I'm probably gonna hold it for a little bit, because it's been, honestly, like, I can stop trading right now for the whole week. It should be okay. I'm probably gonna focus in passing those Apex accounts. Apex, they call it Apex, yes. Jennifer, you just made 100 today. My goal is 500, but the market only gave me 100, and that's fine. I'm out. Completely good. Completely good. What I like to do, Jennifer, when, for example, you reach a goal of $100, okay? You can step out, because then what's gonna happen? You're gonna start getting tired, drained. Like your brain is gonna start getting really tired of seeing the charts. And then you're gonna start seeing things where there's nothing in there. You step out, go grocery shopping, make a breakfast for your son, talk to your husband, dance a little bit, do whatever you want, but get your head away from the charts. And when your mind is like fresh again, probably in the afternoon, you can come and take a look. You see a pattern, be like, oh yeah, he's doing this. Let me take it. But raise whatever you earned, $100. So let's say you're trading future, trade a contract, and see if you can move that $100 to 120, 150, 200, and then get out. Or even if you are done with the market, just be completely out. Yes, you're getting mentally tired. It happens to all of us. Yes. Yep. you see, like my hands have been away from my mouse. I'm literally just still on the same trade, and I keep talking a lot, but I'm not looking at the charts at all. I'm looking at the chat and looking at my fish, talking about everything else except this. Because I'm trailing stuff. I'm trailing this trade until it kicks me out. And I mentioned to you guys what's gonna be my game plan. Renee, I completely agree with you. This thing is gonna probably break everything and move to the moon. At this point, like I don't care. Like the market, all I'm waiting for the market to kick me out. Oh boy, but honestly, familia, I think it's a good idea for us to just finish. I will come back again then tomorrow, and then another session on Thursday, and that's it for the week. Okay, familia. Well, on the VIP, pay attention. I'll be joining the VIP later on, probably today. Let's see how the market behaves, and then we're gonna keep growing those Apex accounts. Okay, familia. I will see you tomorrow. So peace out. Take care. Have a good rest of the day.
Goodbye.